My name's Tammy. I'm with T&T, The Art of Living. The other T, Terry, is out on assignment. We're here on the Orale Network exclusively. We'll be right back with Carol Lopez with Oasis Tax and Financial Services right after a message from our sponsors.
Dogwood Home Health Care LLC will give you peace of mind toward your loved one's home care needs. With many years of experience and a dedicated team, you can rest assured your loved ones are receiving the best possible care at home. Some of our services consist of bathing, exercising, dressing, grooming, cleaning, laundry, walking, shopping, assisted with medication, and much, much more. For more information regarding our services, go by our website at www.dogwoodhomehealth.com or call us directly at 956-580-3957 or 210-265-8911.
We all start somewhere. Some of us start with pain. We fall early, we lose early, but getting back up, that's everything. We choose hard roads and walk them anyway. We carry the weight, the silence, the scars no one sees. Coming home ain't always victory. Sometimes it's just survival, but we don't stop. We evolve, we build. Because when you've lived the fight, you fight for others. Battle tested, always ready. Robles Jr. Law.
Welcome back. Today we have Carol Lopez. She is an entrepreneur and she is with, the name of her company is Oasis Tax and Financial Services. Welcome, Carol. It's so nice to talk to you. So let's talk about how you got started.
Well, thank you for inviting me today. I appreciate that. How I got started many years ago, many moons ago. It started when I was working for a regular company, and I decided I need to do something different. I want to learn something different. So I decided while I had my regular job and 4 kids, I decided to take a tax course after work. So long hours, and then, trying to, 3 months, into the tax services. I said, you know what? I'm already starting to do a little bit of taxes for my own family.
Yeah.
Might as well learn it for other people that need the services. So
isn't it funny how that one choice has changed everything?
Definitely.
You started out doing just your own 1040s or, whatever, and then family, and it has grown. And just that one course has changed everything.
Definitely.
Yeah. So
I always tried to learn something new. It always thought, in my mind saying, if I learn something, I'm always going to be marketable.
Yeah.
And
that's a good
has
quote.
Really got me through where I'm at now.
Okay.
The marketing. Our brain is always trying to learn, but if we stand still, then we kind of don't learn anything. Brain is always wanting to learn, and you want to feed your brain with new material or new information, anything that's going to help other people. So it's always to serve other people.
So I use the word entrepreneur, and in my mind, when I use that word, Carol, that means multiple. You have several different kinds of businesses, right?
Yes.
Because as we were talking earlier, we were talking about how just all the different things that she's capable of, not just taxes, but financial and all these other things. So talk to me about that, or talk to our audience.
So when I got into the tax business, I realized that other people needed other services, not just taxes.
Yeah.
I look at the bigger picture.
Like 401ks and all of that other kind of stuff that's so complicated.
Definitely. They're retiring or they're changing jobs. What are they doing with their 401k? Do we, let them keep it there, which sometimes not the best thing, or transfer it over to their new job? It's best to sometimes invest it in something different.
Yeah.
So when I'm looking at their tax return, I'm looking at how can they save, money on their taxes. Where do they need to invest? Are they going into, retirement?
Right.
There's Medicare, there's Social Security. There's just so many things.
And it's so complicated. I mean, it's almost like you dig yourself into a rabbit hole with this. Like when I retired from teaching, and when you're a teacher in Texas, it goes to TRS, not to Social Security.
Correct.
So I wish I'd known someone like you because I had to actually find my own consultant, and how do you do that not knowing? But I was fortunate enough to get a guy to figure out what to do with that money that isn't Social Security, and I did that for years, so I wasn't putting into my Social Security. So I could have used you then. Seriously.
Well, now that I'm here.
Yeah, I'm going to use you.
So what I've learned throughout the years is people don't really know about Social Security. They think that when they do retire, they're going to get as much as they're going to get when they're working.
Right.
And surprisingly, it's not the case.
It's minimal.
Yes, I see a lot of people that just are on Social Security, never put any money into their retirement or a separate bucket to grow, so that way they have multiple incomes, not just Social Security.
Yeah.
So that part, I feel like, I need to go into the public and say, and teach, the younger generation too, that don't rely on Social Security only. You need an additional income to be able to survive with inflation.
Right.
Inflation is not going to go anywhere.
Right.
And
because then you become in this box. I mean, you have just this income and nothing else. And if you work, that you can only work so much, or they take away your, if I'm correct.
That's
depending. I mean, there's so many variables.
Correct. So if you retire, your retirement's at 67, and you want to retire at 65, then if you still want to work, you're limited to about 24,000.
That's not much.
Not very much. So you would have to work part-time, or wait till your full retirement, and after that, then there's no limitation.
Right.
Some people want to retire at 62, but if they have the extra funds, then they're at a better position to be able to do that.
So here's a question for you. I mean, even I'm learning right now as you and I are talking, but how does our audience, how do you get your name out there? I mean, that's why we have you on the show, because what T&T does is we like to get people out there that can help with community. We do a lot of not-for-profit and things like that. So we want to help get you out there. What are you doing now? How are you drumming up business, I guess, because this is so important. There are so many people that need this kind of advice.
Definitely. Well, networking is very important. And our current clients, let them know that if
word of mouth.
Word of mouth. I mean, that in itself goes a long way.
It does, doesn't it?
So I try to keep my, my prices reasonable, so that way I could serve more than, just the low income or high income. There's no really income level. We service everyone. We also work with financial advisors to help that transition as well. Okay. So it's not just just me by myself. We have a group of financial services. We also work with attorneys to have will, trust. That's very important.
That's so good to know. Okay.
So we kind of work as a team.
Okay.
It's not the I, it's a team, because my
there's no I in team.
No. And my specialty is in the taxes, but I don't specialize in wills or trusts. But that, with today's generation, there's, second marriages, there's, step kids. So you definitely need something in place that way you leave that legacy for their, our children.
That's a really good way to put it. Really good way. Yeah.
And the financial part of it is huge, because a lot of times people don't know how to invest, or where to invest, or where's the best vehicle to put your money into. That's where the financial advisors come in.
It becomes very complicated. We also talked a little bit about, and this really intrigued me, because one of our sponsors, Dogwood Home Healthcare, we are Medicaid based, and it's really challenging once you get into that little rabbit hole. It's so confusing. You were telling me that you help people, or you knew someone. Correct. Explain that to me again about the Medicaid, not the Medicare.
So the Medicaid, there is limitations on income, and it's usually the low income. I do have a connection with another Medicaid agent.
Okay.
She's the one that goes into the home and takes the application. It does take about 30 to 45 days. So it's not like overnight where they get a decision.
Yeah, it's not an easy process by any means.
And this person has an expertise for that. So I want to make sure that I connect with the right people to help our clients for the Medicaid, the Medicare, the financial part of it. And also you still have to file a tax return when you're on Social Security and you're working.
I had no idea. That's interesting. I mean, I do because I'm still working, but not because I'm receiving Medicaid. Anyway.
But if you're just on Social Security and your income is at a certain lower level, then you don't have to file.
Okay.
So it all depends on what your income is.
Okay. All right.
Different levels of income.
Excellent. Okay, well, we're going to take a break. We'll go back to our sponsors. What we're going to do also, Carol, just so you know, is your information will probably be at the bottom of the screen so that our audience can get a hold of you. And we will be back after these messages.
Thank you.
You've been there for your aging loved one who needs you, but sometimes you get to a point where you need professional help. Dogwood Home Health Care understands, and our team of senior care experts is ready to provide the assistance you need. Our experts provide a wide variety of services and assistance to make your loved one's life more manageable. Scan this code to get started with your free evaluation. Show your loved ones you'll always provide for their care. Contact Dogwood Home Health Care today.
Welcome to the Orale Network portal. We are a full-blown marketing company with in-house streaming TV, radio studios, AI, and business consulting. We have over 25 years in experience. We are affordable and effective. We will work with you. We air our content in just about every social media platforms out there and growing on a daily basis. Interested in hearing more? Email us here or at oralenetwork@gmail.com.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Again, I'm Tammy with T&T, The Art of Living. The other T obviously is not here. She's out on assignment. And we're back here with Carol Lopez with Oasis Tax and Financial Services. So during the break, we were talking about financial stuff. And when I say that, that's a huge thing. IRAs, retirement, Medicare, da-da-da. And during the break, we were talking about giving a stranger, oh, here's my social. Oh, here's all my paychecks. How do I, it's got to be someone you trust.
Definitely.
Talk to me about that. Because I know it's hard.
Yes, there's so many products out there, and but if you've been in business for a long time, you know, it's a trust. I wouldn't give all my information to someone I don't know.
Absolutely.
Or on the internet, unless you know that person. And the trust is very important, especially with AI. And
I hadn't thought about that.
AI is great, but you also got to be careful to make sure it's a real person. There's just so many scams out there, and they act like they're, with your bank. Or they act like if they're with the company. So you got to be very careful. That's the reason why I have an office here in
That
San
was my
Antonio.
next question. I was going to say, okay, so let's say, do you go to them? Do they come to you? How does that work?
We can do both.
Really? Okay.
Yes. So I do have an office at 5213 Bandera Road here by 410 in Bandera.
Oh, that's just right here.
Yes.
Where we are. Okay.
But I also will meet them in person at their home or wherever they want to be met, right? I want them to get to know who I am first.
That's so nice.
Yes, trust is important. I want to make sure that we're a good fit.
Yeah.
That I'm a fit for them and they're a fit for me.
Yeah.
Because, when you're dealing with
money,
yes,
their social,
or their personal information, that's important. You just don't want to give it to anyone just without knowing what are they going to do with that information.
Yeah.
I have to stay in compliance all the time because I am, with, we have companies with IRS or with the financial, and every year we have to take courses, make sure we're up to date. But we want to make sure that their information is secure, and that we're doing what's best for the client, not for what's best for us.
Yeah.
That's very important.
Just sitting here talking to you, I feel like this is a passion for you.
Definitely.
It's not just, I'm here to make money. It's like, I can tell because we had even talked about you possibly doing something else, helping people get into Medicaid and da-da-da. But my next question is, so April 15th, gone, passed. Yay.
For a little bit.
Sorry.
I just
actually
kind of like take a breather.
Yeah, take a breather, take a week off. So now what? I'm sure you're not just sitting around waiting till next April 15th.
No, not at all.
What other services do you think you could help someone with during the rest of the year?
So getting the financials in order, that's definitely important to get ready for next year.
Oh, okay.
How can we structure, if you have a small business, your Schedule C, how can you structure your deductions, what's, deductible, how can we save you money on your tax return? But also at the same time, where can you save, besides your Social Security or your retirement? That's going to get that compounding interest and let your money grow for you. Okay. Let your money work for you, not you work for your money. The financial is very important, especially this day and age. With inflation, it's hard to save.
It is. It really is. You really have to buckle down and commit.
And sometimes it's just cutting, certain things that you really don't need.
True. So as you were talking, I was thinking about something because you said small businesses. So you work not only with just individuals, but with small businesses.
Right.
And if you work with small businesses, do you make recommendations like, oh, maybe you should try QuickBooks? And, there's all this other software out there. I mean,
there's just so many softwares out there.
Yeah.
Whatever works best for the client. Yes, because they have, a lot of times they already have their bookkeeping
in place.
And which is great. The difference is that, is it compatible when they have to do like a P&L, profit and loss?
Okay, good. Thank you. Profit and loss. Yes. I learned my one thing for today.
Or are they going to purchase a home? What is the mortgage company looking for, especially in a small business?
Yeah.
Where can they save? Where can they there's just so many vehicles and that you could put your money into, and I think making sure that you're putting the right vehicle for your future.
Yeah. So as a business owner, Carol, those are things that you do, right?
Definitely.
I mean, those are all things. So this isn't just spewing out words. I mean, this is experience.
We work with a team. I'm not a financial advisor, but we do work with financial advisors, and we want to make sure what's best for the client first.
That's
and
really
what
cool.
they could afford, what's in their budget, because that's definitely important. We want to stay within their budget where they're not stretched and then they get on a regiment or a platform and then they can't continue because they can't afford it.
Yeah.
We work with them. It's not just a one-time appointment. There's several appointments just to make sure that they're on track and keep them towards their goal.
That's great. I mean, it just sounds like you would be somebody I would want to work with. And just really, I mean, just all the knowledge, it's wonderful. It's really great.
We're here to service. I mean, it's to serve, right?
Yeah.
And every service, we want to make sure that, our client comes first. And if the client's not happy, how can we, take care of that? Or if they're coming from another, company, how can we, accommodate them? How can we give them a second, like if they have a 401k or an annuity or a retirement, we could give them a second look. So, give a second opinion.
That's good to know.
It doesn't cost anything. Sometimes they forget about changing their beneficiary.
Yes.
And that's huge.
That is huge.
Updating their will, updating their trust, because things change,
Yeah.
People, go through different
They
sections.
move.
Yes, they move.
I had a house in one place. Obviously, I had a will then, and then 5 years later, I'm here and have a different house. Hadn't changed my will, and it dawned on me one day. I mean, I really hadn't thought about it.
Or they get remarried.
Exactly. Or
That's
remarried,
important.
have a child. You know, life goes on, and everything changes every day. It's just crazy.
I would say review it at least every 2 to 3 years, just to make sure everything's up to date. And if there's any changes in, special or life event, that's very important to
So
review
you've
it.
been doing this, Carol, for what, a week now? No, how many years have you
Taxes, I've been doing it for over 20 years.
Wow, okay.
20
So
years.
you've seen the laws change.
Yes.
Yeah, and they change every year.
All the time.
All the time.
Some people want to use TurboTax, and it's not wrong.
I used to. It's not wrong.
But at the same time, you're just answering questions.
Mm-hmm.
But if you need to go to somebody that knows the tax laws or knows how the tax return, works, and make sure you're getting all your credits and deductions.
Make sure, because TurboTax is
just
they're not
questions.
asking all the questions.
Correct.
Like, did you make any contributions? Or
did you work overtime? Or
exactly.
Those tips with a lot of
But
changes.
you know where to look for those little things.
Definitely.
TurboTax goes basic.
Just basic answering questions, and you're not too sure.
And it's not a bad thing.
Results. No,
if it's a regular, what is it,
Right.
1040 easy?
It's the regular 1040s.
Yeah.
But you want to make sure you're getting all your deductions and all your credits, and that's definitely important. And that's why we go take courses, and that's why it's needed for professional help.
Well, folks. We kind of have to wrap it up. Carol, it has been so wonderful having you here at T&T. We will have your information on the bottom of the screen, and lovely to meet you.
The same here. I appreciate it. Thank you for the opportunity.
Okay, everyone, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Again, it's Tammy with T&T, The Art of Living.
Thank you.